think I'm live. Okay, hello. Think I'm good. What's up, everyone? Happy morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. My name is Midnight Vesper. I've been here a couple times here on NoReset. With me on the couch is, well, I guess on the couch, Snake, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? Name's Jake D. Snake, and current record holder for Star Fox on Super Nintendo.
We will be doing level 1 Warpless, and we'll probably get into though it's level 1 Warpless 1.2. We'll get into that well during the run. So I think we're ready. If you don't know anything about Star Fox, essentially what it boils down to is Andros is taking on over. But let me know. There you go. So why is my controller not hitting the start button? There. Are we ready behind the scenes? Okay, so this has a unique starting point. I'll give you a 5-second countdown for that to happen, assuming I actually do it right on my end. So wait for this. There we go. I think I hit that a little bit too late, but that's fine. And then while I start this, Jake, if you don't mind kind of explaining plot controls. Once we get there.
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, no. Leaving me to the info dump.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So yeah, this is Star Fox. If you didn't see at the beginning, this thing was almost 30 years old and was a SNES massive success because of all the polygons and the Super FX chip that was inside of it. The small, somewhat downside to that, speedrun-wise, is that pretty much anything and everything here will cause some sort of lag.
And it's sort of funny in that regard, because of this, because of all the lag with everything that gets introduced, it's what makes the speedrun of this game a bit more possible, rather than it just being a complete on-rail boss-to-boss. I mean, you're talking enemies cause lag, your own blasters, bombs, every little thing can make you lose a frame or two, and all those frames end up adding up in the end.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to lose a lot today, if my practicing has been any indication this morning. Got it. All right. Wow. Okay, that happened. So the controls, like a traditional flight sim, are inverted. I believe you can go back and change them to, or if you don't want them to be inverted. I heard beforehand, jeez, that if you get this on the Super Nintendo Classic, or I think on the Switch, that the controls are not inverted, question mark?
As far as I know, there's still inverted controls on all versions of this game.
So now we're approaching our first boss, whose name I don't remember.
That would be the battle carrier.
Let's see if I get the enemy spawn or not. I did not. So we're gonna go ahead and shoot our bombs here. We don't have an unlimited amount of bombs. They're very determined on what all we grab.
Unlike future renditions of this game, everything just sort of carries over level to level, whether it be your bomb count or the invisible wing health bar.
Yeah. That is something that, so in all Star Fox games, like a true flight sim, you have the ability to lose your wings I guess per run through. And what that will do is, in the process, you will lose all of your weapon upgrades.
Good luck.
And so now we're here at the asteroid belt, where we get our first chance at first-person mode. First-person mode. Ah, forgot to do that. Let's see here. Apparently in chat, someone asked, they said they didn't know that they reset. Apparently it's for the entire playthrough that you're there.
Yeah, so
until you lose the wing.
The wings have individual health bars of essentially 5. Every time one gets hit, it gets ticked down 1. But the only way that the health resets is upon a wing upgrade pickup. So when you're at the max wing and you hit that wing upgrade, it does actually do something. It doesn't increase your damage or anything like that, but it does reset you to max health.
And then I like to hang on over to the right side, just to try to help as much as I can with lag reduction. And then we're gonna grab that extra bomb. I'm gonna grab my final upgrade of the weapons, so that's it. Like I said, bombs are limited. You can always go off and improve casually, but for the purposes of the run, I think we're allowed 1 extra. I think. So that if we lose one, we're safe in that aspect. It just makes things a little bit trickier down the line, but over here, and then we're gonna despawn an enemy spawn there. So naturally, Slippy or whoever it is will get an enemy that runs behind them, and then your job is to save the companion in this version. And then, let's see here. There we go. We want to save the companions here in this Star Fox version. So the enemies will attack them. Audio cue here. That was way late. It's all right though. And I'll do that to avoid getting hit. Second stage down. And with that, because the faceplate that comes kind of heading towards you, it does hit you, so you kind of want to like angle down and then kind of shoot up when it happens. That way all that can be taken care of. But yeah, unlike what you're going to see, I believe, in the next Star Fox, this one we want to keep our companions alive, because unlike in Star Fox 64, if we lose a companion, they're done until basically it's a reset. And we want to keep our companions alive because they help with getting rid of extra enemies that are behind the scenes that can kind of cause extra lag.
And also for them to be killed off, you can't actually do damage to them. You have to wait for them to go through the whole chase sequence, so they're flying around with an enemy behind them the entire time, which, more lag.
Yeah. So you'll see me sometimes be really kind of conservative about where I'm firing, how I'm firing, what I'm firing with. That way, I know exactly what I'm doing. Because again, we want to reduce as much lag as we possibly can here. So I'm going to fire this bomb, get rid of all those enemies that show up. That'll also make sure our companions don't show up on screen and cause extra lag. You can kind of see here how the game starts getting really sluggish. It doesn't look like it, but you can kind of feel the game getting a little sluggish. And that's because, you know, this was the first game that used the Super FX chip. So it is very much being made with the best graphics that it possibly could for its time period. Again, this game is 30 years old. So it pushed the limit of the Super Nintendo as much as it possibly could. There's our shields.
And who would have honestly guessed that the Super FX chip was basically made by two guys, like, early 20s, like 20, 21 years old.
Yeah. And it was one of the things that really helped make more games stand out. I hate those enemies. Oops. So with the shield, I think it's, what, 3 hits before you lose it?
So there's actually a specific health range for it to be knocked out. You can actually take a few really small hits or just one massive bit of damage. I think it's 40 health points worth.
Well, I just lost it, so... Grab that bomb, because we need that bomb there.
But one thing that's sort of interesting is you can actually abuse the time where the shield is flickering off. You do get a few frames of extra invincibility from it during that time.
And then I switched back to first person. So I didn't realize this until we were practicing. That actually does help with lag reduction, right?
Yep. The first person view in these space levels reduces the scope of your view, so it's easier to push stuff out of sight, and it actually slightly adjusts where enemies spawn.
Alright. And then I grab them. I'm just going to basically hook all the way over here to, again, lag reduction and for not to get hit.
Funny little thing about the first person view, when you get snapped into third person from it by the game, or if you change to third person manually, it will center you perfectly on the middle of the playable screen. So you actually end up right in the middle of this tunnel instead of slightly to the left or a little bit high or anything like that.
Well, that was new. I hit that just a little bit too late, and that's something that I didn't trigger the right scene. This is a small little cutscene here. Go through. I guess right now, if we have any donations or anything like that, this would be a good time when we kind of breeze through this boss here.
Currently, we don't have any new donations here, but coming up at $9,000, we are a little bit under $500 away from that. We have Tier 5 of the 9 Delicious Circles of Hell, where Admin G-Virus and Max Blaze will be going through some delicious, delicious hot sauce for charity, so go ahead and get those donations in.
Hey, if I had any hot sauce, I'd join in. But yeah, get those donations in. It's always fun to see them grab some extra hot sauce. Go ahead.
Sadly, we didn't get to see it here since we lost the shield so early, but it's a legitimate strat to run your ship into all 3 of those nodes that Vesper ended up shooting. It's not exactly the most optimal strat, but it's the safest one because you can't miss the shot that you don't have to take.
Also, you'll probably see this if I can do it correctly. When it comes to optimal strats that seem weird, I'm going to hook on over to the left side here so that I can have enemies run into my ship, just like that. It does a little bit of damage, but it's a lot safer than having to search for the enemy. And usually, I knew that was going to happen. There we go. I just knew that was going to happen there. Falco, Slippy, and Peppy are great companions sometimes, and then other times they have no idea what their ship is, the dimensions of their ship, so they will just run right into you because they can. And it's annoying. Okay, good. I did not get hit there. Actually, I have a question for chat because I just thought about it and I should have asked it earlier for like a poll. Which one of your companions do you like the most? Falco, Slippy, or Peppy? And that's for the host and for, Snake as well.
In this game, absolutely none of them.
I can take that. That makes sense.
If I had to move on to Star Fox 64, though, Peppy's a lot better.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can see that.
But man, Falco's just he's way too much in this game.
It really is, yeah.
He can never be happy.
Hi, eating commands. I really need to get a new Super Nintendo controller. Look at that. Look how many times it's not eating my commands there. Jeez. Alright, there's that. Crystal. Crystal is a good, yeah. From Star Fox Adventures. There's also so many other, or was Crystal in Star Fox 2? I don't remember.
Crystal, her first game was Adventures.
Okay. Because I know they added a lot of extra pilots in Star Fox 2. I just don't remember.
That would be... Ooh, gosh. I believe it's Faye and... I am not the best person for this.
Yeah.
There's Cat in Star Fox 64.
And Bill in 64.
Yeah.
And Bill.
And Bill, yeah. Yeah.
Which, most likely... I don't know what route they're doing for Star Fox 64, but I have a feeling that will come across Bill there.
Sweet.
I know we will come across Cat, because I believe it's Red Lion Run.
Alright. So, now we've made it all the way to the planet where Andros is here. Plot-wise, pretty much we're going to go through and kill Andros, but since we're, at the planet where Andros is, we're going to be bombarded with enemies. This is one of the few times where it's pretty much just shoot.
So, this is the level where the most optimal way to get through is to kill just about every enemy that throws at you. If you don't get 100% score on this level, then you likely could have done something better. Because most of these enemies are expressly going to be shooting directly at you or fly straight into you.
It also is one of the few stages where you can see the enemies, where you can see the pilots of the enemies. Because every now and then, I mean, look at that lag there. But every now and then, I forget which ship it is, but if you blow it up in the right way, you'll see the pilot just fly out in deep space, which is really kind of creepy when you think about it.
It would be the X-shaped ships, the ones that come from behind you and move forward.
Okay, yeah.
However, speaking of freaky ships where things just don't seem quite right, we got Fantron to deal with. This is one of the very few bosses that has a proper face skip. What needs to be done is effectively reducing his health really low, using a bomb to trick him into a sort of stun state, and being able to get a last hit with your laser will skip that phase where he splits into 3.
I was just a little bit too early. Just a little bit too early in that one. And we're on the final stage. This is Andross's planet. If you play like a lot of the original Smash Brothers, you'll recognize this music too. And every time I ask this question, every time I get to this planet, sorry, I always ask the question, like, what is it? Like, this is Andross's planet, but was it designed as an entire fortress? Are these buildings that move around, are they like company buildings?
So
I have to know.
As far as I know, I think he ended up getting pushed away. Like, at one point in time, he lived on Corneria, if I remember the lore correctly, and then he got exiled, and this is where he basically came to and just sort of built everything up.
Wow. So it was just an abandoned planet then.
Now, as for like what most of these structures are, it's kind of left up to the imagination. It was even said by Giles Goddard, who was one of the devs for this game. He really didn't like the blocks that just sort of popped into view that you saw at the beginning. He just wishes they could have done more with that. So, yeah, really left up to interpretation what most of this stuff is.
I just think those buildings that pop up are like skyscrapers, and they're just like inside all of them are just, you know, people trying to just do taxes and normal businesses and stuff like that. I'm gonna grab that just to be safe. Like, I just feel like it's just the norm, you know, for this planet. Skyscrapers. All right, so Fantron again. Let's see if it'll split down the middle. No, I think it's this one. Yeah. So that is completely RNG as to which one of the three it'll be. First phase down, and then we get the second phase of Fantron 2.0, which is a giant mech warrior. And this is why we have all these bombs here, because you can one cycle, quote unquote one cycle, this boss by basically throwing out 4 bombs and then fire some extra blasters. And you can see now Fantron 2.0 has no health. So we're just gonna cycle through an animation and then die.
And this whole animation where he jumps forward, then jumps back, is entirely unskippable. I believe it has to be a trigger in order for us to get to this point.
And now we're getting ready to attack Andross. For what it's worth, I did stop my timer at the end of the first level, so I have no idea what my actual time is, but if you play this game on... Oh, I never even talked about the 1.0, you know. So, depending on the type of cart that you have, whether it's going to be... whether the cart is like a 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, it, like, there are different strats, there are like different patches that you could say that have different effects with this. So we're on 1.2, which is the last one, the last patch. Oh. So you can one cycle Andross here, but it's stupidly hard.
It's roughly 10 shots each eye. We saw 10 shots on the right eye, obviously, but the left eye ended up taking, I believe, 3 shots, if I counted that right.
I think so. All right, get ready on time. And time is when I lose control, and time. GG. We saved the Lilat system from Andros this time.
Or did we?
It's such a shame that in about 5 or 10 minutes we're gonna have to save the Lilat system again.
Since you said you lost your timer on your side, I have here 2302.
Not bad. Not bad. Had I not gotten a PB, like right before, that would have been a PB. So yeah. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone behind the scenes here at NoReset. Bunch of great individuals, all of you all behind the scenes. I started hanging out with y'all 2018, I think is what it was, in Atlanta, and it's been a trip ever since. So big shout outs to everyone who's working behind the scenes. Big shout out to the charity event. It's really, really cool. Big shout outs to Snake over here for helping with commentary. Big shout outs to Lyra behind the scenes. We gotta wait for the credits to roll to quote unquote verify the run. But Snake, anything you want to say?
Honestly, I'm just glad to be here. You know, keep supporting the charity, keep supporting the runners. And I'm sure that Lilatar has a lot of fun stuff in store for you on the Red Line run coming up.
Yeah, and if you're interested in wanting to know more about this or Star Fox 64, the Discord for I think all the Star Fox games is on Speedrun.com. So you're always more than welcome to come on and say, "Hey, I saw Star Fox Super Nintendo. It looks like a really cool run. I want more information." So we got tutorials out there. We are all willing to help you all out. But I think that's my time here. Once again, thank you all very much. And after this is another Star Fox game.